About a month ago, we got the Intel version of Xiaomi without deducting 16, but we didn't make his video. This product is actually not bad, but if he is the Rylong version, it's even better, right? After all. Then we must talk about this one. Xiaomi's Unbreakable 14 Rylong edition is out in 2012. As mentioned earlier, the 14-inch screen AMD R76800X processor. I think these are the best combination of this year on Samamoto. As for the specific reasons, let's talk about it later. As Xiaomi's highly positioned notebook series, one of its selling points is the big video angle B-side. Here, a 14-inch Samsung E4 OLED panel is used. The resolution is 2880 x 2800, which is higher than the common 2K, and the refresh rate is 90 Hz. The official said that this screen not only covers 100% of the three-color gamut of RGB and P, but also has undergone appearances. But after testing, its color gamut is indeed in line with the official statement. The color accuracy performance is also good. Its brightness is also quite high, and it has passed the VCD Input Black 500 certification. Among them, the maximum manual brightness in SDR mode is about 350 nits, and in SDR mode it can reach 645 nits, which exceeds the official maximum of 600 nits. With these parameters, the display effect of the Xiaomi Mi Pro 14 Rylong version is indeed guaranteed. During the time I used it, in most cases, I directly used the built-in screen instead of an external monitor and used it as a host. In addition, it also uses a hidden shaft, which has good integration. I think the typing feel of the Western keyboard can be a bit hard. The power button with fingerprint recognition is located separately in the upper right corner of the keyboard. These are the conventional operations in the Rice notebook. As for it does not support touch screens, my opinion is that the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. The trackpad has also been slightly shrunk, and the pressure touch version is not used. This can only be said to control costs. At the same time, it also provides 3 USB-C and a 3.5mm audio interface. Although all 3 USB ports support charging, 2 of them are still fully functional, but they are definitely not as convenient as USB-A. For these, I have always believed that practicality should be higher than the consideration of aesthetics. On the whole, in terms of appearance, there is basically no difference between this Rylong version and the Intel version except for the screen and touch version. After seeing many products of 1.4 to 1.5 kilograms, his body of 1,390 grams is relatively light and thin this year. Of course, if it is still possible, I still hope that Xiaomi can get more different materials and designs this year. After all CC metal housings will still have certain disadvantages in terms of lightness and recognition. After talking about the appearance, the next step is of course the performance. Such a relatively thin product is naturally not unique. And this year, among such products, I definitely recommend the Rylong version more, especially R76800H. Combined with the test results, its CPU performance is probably similar to that of the i5250X next door. It is also completely enough to implement use scenarios such as office, internet access, and simple video editing that this notebook is mainly aimed at. In contrast, the 680M core is the biggest selling point of this R7680. After all, fishing and games are definitely indispensable after work, right? It can run smoothly under higher special effects, and F4 can also run at low presets, allowing Forza Horizon 5 to run out of 75 frames. Among the cybercats that entered the pit because of the ranking list, after turning on the resolution of 1920 multiplied by 1200, the default image quality and the rendering of 60% resolution, the number of frames in most scenes can also be stable at more than 60 frames. For cross-platform performance testing in games, the original God turned on 0.6 times zoom. It can also run at full screen while running at 60 frames, which is very stable and consumes less power. However, after reading many 6800S notebooks, the above can only be said to be relatively basic. What surprised me was the performance after leaving the store. Here I unplugged the power supply first, then adjusted the power option to equalization mode, and ran Forza Horizon 5 first. This time, the average frame rate came to 71. At the same time, the power consumption was reduced to about 28 watts, and the fan sound has almost disappeared. After running this test, I turned on the third floor cats and Yunshin one after another. Among cybercats, the frame rate in many scenes will fall to about 50, and the cat and when the scene is switched will also increase. However, the impact on the gaming experience is still not high. I think it is a playable level. And among the primordial gods, the frame rate is still 60 frames have been stabilized. Except for some scenes and a few big moves together, the power consumption can be further controlled to about 20 watts. When testing these two games off power, the fan sound was kept at a very low level throughout the process, and the temperature on the C side of the keyboard was also reduced a lot. Although its battery life is definitely not very good in this case, I just want to quote a sentence from my colleague during the test, that is, it is already very good to be able to play games like this in this case. Combined with the above content, this 6800X does add a lot of points to the Xiaomi Mi Pro 14 Rylong edition. making him suitable for fishing and different scenes in addition to office. Enriching your daily life with this good quality screen will add points to the use scenarios of audio-visual, games, etc. Under the inner screen. Let's briefly talk about other parameters. It uses 16GB LPDDR or 5640 memory hard disk, which is still the common pity master control of the series of products. The running results of the two are as follows. The network card uses a crab clip. It belongs to the regulars among long notebooks. After the hard disk and network card are disassembled, they can be replaced by themselves. For the final battery life, I am here to control the brightness of the screen to about 200 nits, and connect to Wi-Fi to adjust the power supply to energy saving mode. The battery life result tested on PC and Mac was 8 hours and 42 minutes, combined with a weight of less than 1.4 kilograms. It is indeed quite suitable for daily carrying and business trips. This is why I said at the beginning that 14 inches and 6800X are the best combination this year. The current price of this version is 5,999 yuan. I think it is much more expensive than the 5,499 yuan R5 version. Then this price will last until the end of the month. After that, it will come to 6,999 yuan. It is a bit expensive, so it is recommended that you take advantage of this month to buy. Otherwise you will see what kind of discounts the official will have later. I hope it will be helpful for everyone to buy notebooks. If you like it, you can share and subscribe me. See you in the next video. Bye bye.